Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to do a collective reading and we're going to see what you guys need to know right now. Keep in mind it's general, okay? This could be past, present, or future. You know how it resonates in your case or if it resonates at all right? So take it or leave it. Let's see what's going on today. What is happening today? Spirit, tell us. What's your message for the collective? What's going on today? The Four of Swords in reverse, the King of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Swords. And at the bottom we have the Queen of Cups. All right, so it kind of looks like you're dealing with a King of Cups in reverse here. Could be a water sign. For some of you, it doesn't have to be though. It's just someone that's very emotionally imbalanced. They could act out of emotion. They act on their negative emotions. They lack empathy. They lack consideration for others. Very unstable kind of a person. Okay, this person is anxious or they're just mentally not at peace. Okay, they could have trouble processing things or dealing with their thoughts or their emotions, right? The Ten of Swords. I feel like this person maybe feeling like something is a painful ending for them, or their thoughts are dark. It's kind of what this is giving me. Like this is giving, it's not really giving me betrayal as much as it's this mental anguish thing. It's like someone's mental state is a bit shot right now. Kind of like off the deep end a bit, okay? Because if with the King of Cups in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, if somebody is feeling an extreme sense of betrayal or an extreme sense of mental anguish, they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to deal with that feeling. They don't know how to deal with the thoughts. Okay, it could feel extreme to them. They don't really know how to process this. So, all right, let's see. Why is the Four of Swords in reverse here? I swear it just came out again, didn't it? It did. The Ten of Swords, yeah. Devil in reverse. This person, something to them feels like an extreme ending or extreme pain, but like mental anguish, okay? The Page of Cups. So with the Page of Cups coming out like that, I would say this has to do with their, I don't know if it's like their childhood or maybe just their emotional development. You know, this could stem from childhood. Now, I feel like this person's emotional development is still like at the state of a child. You know how sometimes they say that people, some people that can't deal with their emotions in a healthy way, they kind of get stuck at a place where they just couldn't develop any further. So they still deal with issues the same way they did as a child, or it's just stunted. Something just feels very stunted here, okay? Like they never, from an emotional aspect, they didn't really grow past being the page. I didn't even see the Six of Cups at the bottom. Yeah, this could be childhood, the way that this person's... so, look, what I'm getting at here is that the way that this person acts could have a lot to do with their child development. Like, if this person had maybe gone or had a different life or had a different childhood or different caretakers, maybe they wouldn't have ended up the way that they are. But I guess that's just how the cookie crumbled, okay? King of Cups reverse. The Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like This is all about this person's emotional state. And it's like, it's swords and cups. So it's this person's lack of emotional maturity. They have a lot of feelings that they don't deal with, that they deal with in a very unhealthy way, okay? And their mental state just kind of feeds into it. It's like the mind should be able to process the emotions, but since it can't, since the mind is also imbalanced, it then in turn makes the emotions worse. It's kind of like a loop effect here is what I'm getting. And they can't leave something behind. They can't leave negative emotions behind is what I'm getting. So they can't find closure. They can't find release. They can't close things out. They can't walk away from things that don't serve them anymore. Okay. What else? The Tower. Yeah, this person, their energy is very explosive, all right? They could have a short fuse. Why am okay, we'll see what this is. What's a Ten of Swords? The Seven of Pentacles and the Fool. Yeah, it's like this is somebody that could always kind of be on the way out. Like they're always looking for something new to maybe take their mind off of their problems, right? So this could be someone that tends to run away from their problems. They don't face them head on. They don't deal with them. They just kind of jump around and try to run away and try to always be on the move. So they might... The thing is though, you have to really deal with negative emotions like head on. You really have to go into them and try and understand them. Because if you're just running away from them all the time and then you get triggered or something comes up, then you're feeling that emotion all over again. It's like, how should I say this? I hope you guys know what I mean. I feel like that's what this Tower is. It's because they're not dealing with things in a healthy way. It just keeps getting triggered over and over and over again. It's like this is giving me a constant loop. The Two of Wands, this affects their choices. Yeah, and the Fool with the Ten of Swords is really giving me like they just kind of, they'll like, this is like someone that'll burn things down and then they just want to jump into a new life and like pretend it never happened, and that's how they try and deal with things. They just jump around and want to be onto the next thing, onto the new thing. But they leave like a wake of destruction in their path, all right? Let's see. Tell me more about the Four of Swords reverse. The Ten of Pentacles. All right. So this person's priorities has something to do with a lot of money, okay, or an inheritance or some sort of generational wealth. The Seven of Cups. I mean, damn. This person's state of mind is a bit like they live in a bit of a fantasy world. And it could come from this feeling that I'm getting over here of like, always kind of looking for something new to take your mind off your problems. So they don't want to deal with bad things, so they'll look for something that gives them a new sense of purpose moving forward, but it's not in a healthy way. Like it feels like a distraction, okay? It feels like a bit of a fantasy. It's kind of like, you know, like let's say something about this person's job or their career, right? So they'll mess up their job. They can't hold it down, or they just get into fights with everyone because they can't deal with criticism. They can't deal with their emotions, their temperament. They can't deal with, you know, the workload, whatever it is, responsibility in general is what I feel. So they just decide to burn that down and I'm off to better and new things. And they don't reflect on what went wrong or the part that they played. They just think, you know what? I'm going to do something completely different now, and I'm going to move in a completely different direction, and I'm just going to start over. And that's kind of what this gives me. It's like the delusion of I'm just going to start over and then everything will be fine. But there's no sense of real self-reflection here, okay? The Emperor in the reverse. So this is someone that is, it's not giving, I mean, they could have issues with power and control. I do feel like they have a bit of an ego problem, all right? But it's also giving me toxic masculinity, okay? Just a bit of a weak-minded person. Like they don't possess the qualities that you would need to be a strong masculine energy, a strong masculine leader in the community. They're not that. They're just not. And they don't want to be that either. Honestly, I don't feel that. Because that requires a lot of self-reflection, a lot of growth. And this person, you can't grow when you just always run away. This one even flipped in the reverse. Unexpected income in reverse. Message of concern, toil and labor. Look at that. It's like, yeah, this could have something to do with this person's work as well. A message of concern about work, about their job, about their labor. Yeah, I do feel like this person, they don't accept any kind of criticism. They will always believe that they're doing everything to the best of their capability, that they should be excused for their poor behavior. It's like there's always going to be some sort of an excuse here. And if people don't excuse their poor behavior, then they'll just move on and just run away. That's this. So what's the Ten of Swords? A betrayal. The Page of Swords. Again, with this childlike energy. The Hermit. So that's introspection. The Hermit is all about going within, okay? Doing the introspection, looking for the inner wisdom, going within to find the answers, trying to understand things at a deep level with a deep knowing. But when this happens, it's the Ten of Swords. So something about going within for this person is extremely painful. It's like, yeah, so I guess that's where that comes in, where they just want to run away from it, right? This is an escapist. Exactly. Not enough. Frustrated in a relationship, lacking confidence, self-sabotage because of fear and ego issues and jealousy. I feel like the self-sabotaging behavior with this person is pretty big. And the self-sabotaging is the running away, the not facing issues head on, the thinking that they can do better elsewhere, they don't have to deal with anything. That's very self-sabotaging, but also their attitude is what sabotages their own opportunities. You know, people like this don't really get along with a lot of people, and it really sabotages a lot. Relationships, jobs. It's almost like they do it to themselves with their attitude. And then when somebody tells them to work on themselves and get their act together, that's too hard. So they run away from it. And it's like, it's just a loop. Like, what's the Devil in reverse? I cannot make it up, yo. Not today. Not dealing. Still angry. Avoiding a conversation called person. That's what they do. They think, I'm just going to avoid them. I'm going to avoid this person. I'm never going to talk to them again. I'm not going to deal with them. I'm just going to pretend like this doesn't exist in my realm. I'm just going to ignore, I'm at work. You want to criticize me and tell me that I'm not working hard enough? Well, then I quit. How about that? No perspective on where they're going to go next. you know, no apology, no accountability. This is their way of dealing with the world. I'm just going to not deal with it. I'm not going to deal with your criticism. I'm not going to deal with my issues, with my attitude. I'm just going to avoid it altogether and then be angry that you even dared to point it out in me, okay? Empath narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enabling, and boundaries. This person needs enablers around them. They're an absolute narcissist, okay? Sorry, but they are. No accountability whatsoever for their piss poor attitude and behavior. They just think, I'm just going to detach myself from it. Devil in reverse. I'm just going to detach, and then the problem will go away. Page of Cups. The Four of Cups. Resentment, grudges, holding on to negative emotions, rejecting things, rejecting other people, rejecting... feeling ungrateful. This is like a general dissatisfaction for life. You're just ungrateful. Nothing is ever good enough. You hold grudges. You feel resentments. Yeah, all right. The Seven of Wands, always combative, always defensive. You can't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Oh, you want to tell me what to do? Oh, I'm going to avoid you. I'm not going to deal with that. You can't tell me anything. Oh, you want to criticize me? All right, now I hate you. Okay, like that. It's just extremely defensive, no accountability whatsoever. So difficult to deal with people like this. Yeah, okay. Four of Pentacles, this King of Cups in reverse. They're just... they're a criminal, they're a liar, they're deceptive, they're manipulative, they think they can get away with anything, they lie, they lie, they lie. They just so nasty, manipulative, conniving kind of a person. I mean, all right, what are they trying to hold on to here? Four of Pentacles. This could also just be about greed, okay? They feel like everything belongs to them. You can't take this away from me. You have no right. You can't dictate over me. I decide. I make the rules. You know, it's like this is like someone that had ODD, or is that what it's called? Oppositional defiant disorder in their childhood, and they still, as an adult, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. This is classic oppositional defiance disorder. I'm not a psychologist. I cannot diagnose this person, but but that's what this is. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not going to do anything you say. Oh, you want me to take accountability? No, fuck you. Oh, you want me to do this? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to quit my job. How about that? Oh, you want me to do this? No, then I'm not going to do it. It's like that. Just, this is someone that wherever they can be oppositional, they will be oppositional. You can't work together with this person. You cannot sit down. You cannot mediate with this person. And then they will try and turn it around and blame you and lack accountability and just avoid everything they did wrong and avoid their own bad behavior. It's like, oh, damn. All right, let's get out of this reading, guys. Like, why are they coming out this way? A journey. Change in reverse. This is them. I refuse to change. I refuse to do anything to change my circumstances. I demand that everyone else bows down to me. And, you know, when I say jump, I want others to jump, but I'm not going to do anything to change. This is how they move through life. Why are they here on my board like this? And they lie a lot to avoid having to change, right? So if you tell them, you did this, you did that, they're like, no, I didn't. No, deflection, deflection, deflection. No, I'm not listening to you. Tower. They're just a fucking liar, really. It's just like, this person is so combative. They're just a liar. They cannot communicate in a proper way. They just will always twist things around, no accountability. They're just always defensive, like always just making shit up, lying. Like that's this kind of person. The Lovers. The Lovers. Why is that here? The Page of Pentacles. The only court card in, like, the Emperor and the King of Cups are in the reverse. So this person as an adult in the reverse. But all of the page cards are coming out in the upright. So it's like you're dealing with a child. You have to realize when you're dealing with this person, they are like a child. They're not an adult. They don't know how to deal with things like an adult. Okay. Why is the Lovers here? Healing heart, freedom from toxic relationship or addiction. Yeah, you could have freed yourself from this person because they are absolutely a toxic relationship in your life. Toxic relationship in your life. Absolutely. Separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. Excuse me, I don't think you missed this person for a single second. Okay, what is that about? Sadness, missing you, thinking about you. Excuse me. The Knight of Cups. Oh, don't tell me this person, Eight of Cups in reverse, did they think that, they not move on from you? They never moved on from you? What is that? They want to come back around, give you a love offer? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. The Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. What is that? High Priestess in reverse. This is somebody that lacks intuition, somebody that is secretive, manipulative, or what is that? Page of Wands. This has to do with a message or communication. Someone not listening to their intuition. A Queen of Swords, Two of Pentacles in reverse. Who's this not listening to their intuition? The Nine of Wands. Three of Cups. This has to do with a group of people trying to defend themselves. Or a group of people that don't want to stop doing something, or not being able to switch something around, or not being able to balance something out. Can't get out of something. Can't get over something. Six of Swords in reverse. What's that? High Priestess reverse. Adjudication. A judge? Somebody not listening to their intuition about a judge? Or about a lawyer? Okay. A main male in reverse. Here's the King of Cups in reverse. A judge not listening to their intuition, or somebody in law not listening to their intuition about a main male in the reverse. So somebody had this person sitting in front of them and didn't listen to their intuition that they are a train wreck, or what? Train wreck of a person. A mature woman. Oh, someone had sympathy for them. Yeah, because that's what they do. This is the kind of person that will absolutely... See, the thing is, because they lack accountability, right? And they feel like they never did anything wrong, and they're extremely defensive and deflective, and, you know, they will always play the victim. Extreme narcissist, extreme ODD with this person, right? They will get other people to feel sorry for them because they lack accountability completely. They lack empathy. They lack consideration for others. They have a lot of issues, so they get other people to feel sorry for them. Like they're the victim in this whole situation. And they know how to play the little violin, they do. So there's a judge here that didn't listen to their intuition about this person manifesting exactly what they want. Keep a positive mindset. This person is just trying to get what they want, which again, like talking came out in reverse. It's like they will say whatever they need to say in order to get what they want. They will say anything, everything. But message in reverse, text calls, emails in reverse. So someone here didn't listen to their intuition that you would not have any kind of communication with this person. You don't talk to this person. You don't want to talk to this person. You might not even have the ability to talk to this person, okay? Like maybe you have blocked them out of your life completely because there's absolutely no use opening that door again. I'm just wondering, why did somebody not listen to their intuition with that? High Priestess, because someone's intuition was telling them something about you and this person. Knight of Wands. About this person taking action. The World. Closing out a cycle. The Five of Swords. Somebody's intuition was kicking. So I don't know where this King of Cups in reverse went, who they talked to. We have a judge here, or a lawyer possibly. And their intuition might have been kicking and telling them that this person is full of shit. That they want some sort of revenge, and they ignored their intuition. Why? Because they were that convincing? The Hanged Man. The Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. This has to do with somebody not knowing. Somebody was hesitant. So the Hanged Man is like, you're kind of in this position where you haven't made a decision yet. You're still looking at things from different angles, trying to figure something out. So somebody hadn't completely... I feel like somebody gave someone the benefit of the doubt, even though they didn't have the full picture. They kind of entertained the idea of whatever this person was telling them. It was like, I'll entertain the idea. My intuition is telling me this is a bad idea, but I'm just going to entertain it. I'll just kind of look at it from I'm just going to see, before I make a decision, I'll just kind of see it. I'll entertain the idea. Okay. What's the Ace of Pentacles? This community. So a whole community of people. Gave this person the benefit of the doubt, and an official person. Courthouse. A whole community of people and an official person decided to give this King of Cups in reverse the benefit of the doubt when they were approached, didn't listen to their intuition, didn't listen to their gut feeling, if you want to say it that way. They didn't listen to their gut feeling that something was a bit off here. So, all right. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection, all right? Twin flames, balance. So this person was trying to mirror something here, okay? Or they were trying to reflect to this community of people, to this official person, their side of the story, but it was just them talking out of their own wounds. They felt wounded, so they decided to reflect that wound onto someone else or towards other people, right? A self-absorbed narcissist, yeah. Everything that this person said about you or said in general is just a reflection of their own emotions that they can't deal with. It's a reflection of themselves. It's like it's almost like they went to other people and said all this stuff about you. And everything was a reflection of themselves, of the part of themselves that they don't want to look at, that they don't want to deal with, that they don't want to heal. They just wanted to project it or mirror it back to someone else. Okay? You know, it's like, I don't want to deal with the fact that I'm this way, this way, this way. So I'm just going to try and convince other people that collective is that way. So then I don't have to deal with my bad decisions, my poor behavior. It's just a reflection. So tell me more about this mature woman or this judge here, this lawyer, whoever this is, not listening to their intuition about this King of Cups in reverse, because I feel like that's very significant. Death and the Six of Wands. Victory and success. The Devil. And the Four of Wands. This has to do with someone being toxic, angry, possessive, jealous, wanting revenge, wanting some sort of wrath. King of Wands at the bottom. Why is Death here? A wealthy man. A wealthy man. And a thief. Someone lying just to get some sort of money, or somebody lying about money, or lying about... I might make this into a crime reading, guys. Addiction. Repetitively, persistently working on it. Something about an addiction. Something about working on an addiction, or someone being obsessive, possessive, and controlling. What is this down here with this Queen of Swords, Knight of Cups? Heartbroken on a phone. Love calls, some sort of text messages. Someone expressing love, message of love, letting you know about a breakup, about feeling heartbroken over a breakup. What the hell? Love. Love with this person? What? Queen of Cups in reverse. Who's that? The Chariot in reverse. Somebody that's emotionally unstable, emotionally... What is this about? Who's the Queen of Cups in reverse? Sudden wealth, something about money. Tell me about this Ten of Swords. A gift. A betrayal, a painful betrayal with a gift. Yeah, okay, what else? An engagement ring. A ring, jewelry, or something like that. Some sort of a gift, some sort of an expensive gift. Somebody feeling betrayed, stabbed in the back here because of an expensive gift. This has to do with this choice that someone made to take this leap of faith. Because of some sort of passion, insane chemistry, liking each other, having fun. The Grim Reaper, a relationship is over, no second chances. This has to do with a relationship being over, something that was just some sort of chemistry. Ending a relationship with someone, something was just chemistry. Something was just fun. A painful betrayal because of an engagement ring or a gift. This has to do with a judge or a lawyer not listening to their intuition. What am I missing? This has to do with somebody getting paid some sort of money. Getting paid money, a lot of money. Or somebody wanting some sort of a payout from money, bank account, inheritance, a large sum of money. The Seven of Swords, somebody trying to lie their way out of it. A lawyer. I'm pretty sure this is a lawyer, the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody lying to a lawyer, trying to steal something, lie about something, stealing something, getting away with something. Lying about a lawyer, lying to a lawyer. And this is to close out some sort of a cycle here with a plan, or this has to do with a plan or what they were working on. What is that about? They were not concerned. This person has no concern. There was no giving and receiving affection. This is not about happiness, joy. Somebody's being exposed as a snake because you did not give and receive affection with this person. You don't love this person. You're not happy with this person. Okay, wait, what else am I missing before I go into the crime cards? This has to do with someone feeling heartbroken. The Two of Swords. Somebody wanting to deny something, deflect something, deny some sort of pain, deny some sort of heartbreak. This has to do with the Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles, some sort of messages on a phone, love call. Some sort of messages on a phone, possibly. Some sort of communication about taking some sort of action, having a new beginning, some sort of passionate action, passion. This has to do with some sort of passion. Ending a relationship. The relationship is over because of some sort of passion, some sort of love messages, a breakup. Okay. This has to do with a King of Swords and a King of Wands. Who are these two? Who are these two? Somebody trying to get themselves out of imprisonment. Somebody trying to get themselves out of entrapment. Let's see what's going on here, guys. Hold on. Okay, so what is this message of concern here about a plan or what somebody has been working on here? Somebody feeling very unrested, nervous about something. You. A caseworker. Somebody working a case. Somebody working a case about a protective order because of some sort of receipts. You. P. U-P. P-U. Betrayal. Blackmail. Blackmail and betrayal. The truth. So somebody found out the truth. Somebody working a case found out the truth when it comes to a protective order because they got some sort of receipts. And this has to do with P-U-B. P-U, blackmail, betrayal. The truth about P-U-B, the truth about a caseworker. A report, because they found a report. Receipts and a report. they found something out because of their friend, or this has to do with someone's friend who committed a financial crime, or somebody found out from their friend that someone had committed a financial crime. And this has to do with the truth about a report, about a protective order, a caseworker, and a truck driver, pharmacy, P again. So somebody here was working a case, but then they got some sort of receipts. This has to do with a protective order. Then whatever they were working on. So the toil and labor is the person working a case. They got a message of concern because they found out some sort of truth. They got some sort of report or receipts from a friend involving a financial crime. And this stressed them out. The 10 of Pentacles, right? So some sort of a financial crime involving a lot of money. Someone working a case found this out. Because somebody here might investigating a betrayal. Okay, tell me about them investigating a betrayal. Surveillance. This has to do with surveillance. Protected by angels geolocation. Surveilling a location. But you're protected by angels. So somebody was working a case. This has to do with surveillance of a location. Okay. Injury. And then there was a chain reaction here with some sort of an injury because of an inheritance and a forged signature. There was a chain reaction because of a signature or a forged signature on something. Okay. This has to do with M or W and an A. A, M, C, B, I, C, I, B, C, I, A, B. Buying, kidnapping, or ING, buying, kidnapping, K, and a physical disease. All right, so there was some sort of a chain reaction here. Okay. Someone got a message of concern about a caseworker or someone working a case. Why is the King of Wands and the King of Swords here? Kidnapping. Cocaine, birth certificate, physical disease, and an X. So this could have something to do with your ex or an ex. Okay, someone's ex here. A birth certificate, cocaine, kidnapping. So someone working a case found some sort of reports. And when they found these reports, it was a message of concern for them. Because they found out the truth. Binding. Rico, detective. This has to do with a Rico detective, okay? But why was this a message of concern that they found out the truth, that they found some sort of reports or, or some sort of receipts? Because of C. Because of CNT. Because of CNT. NTC, CNT, or a contract, CNT. And yeah, they were exposed. So somebody working the case found receipts, but they were the one that got concerned. Why is the caseworker getting concerned? Why is somebody working a case getting concerned about finding out the truth, huh? Because of a gift or a present at a real estate property. Because of a gift or a present at a real estate property. And somebody's sacral energy. And debt. Because of a false statement here by a Russian, or something to do with a false statement made about Russians or someone from Russia. Somebody falsified and fabricated something. It was gossip and slander. Right, which brings me back to the beginning of the message, King of Cups in reverse. Coming up to someone, telling them this whole side of the story, which all ended up being gossip and slander, a complete fabricated story here. And somebody ended up listening to them, giving them the benefit of the doubt, even though their intuition was telling them this person is full of shit. Somebody working the case investigates the case or investigates this person, telling them all this gossip and slander. So it's kind of like doing a background check, right? That's what it's giving me. So first they give this King of Cups in reverse the benefit of the doubt. They end up doing a background check on them, figure out the truth of who this person is, who they really are, and then they get concerned because they gave them the benefit of the doubt without knowing who this person really is, all right? Who they're actually working with. KCB. Russia? KCB Russia. All right. That's the smoking GUN, Social Security. The smoking GUN, security. Oh, is this like a smoke detector? A smoke detector, a smoke. You know how sometimes they'll put like, if they want to bug your house, right? Putting in like a smoke detector or something like that. That's the sign or the message. That's where the bug is. Or that's where they put it in the past. In the smoke detector. Sign or message, huh? So this has to do with, surveillance of a location. How did they surveil your location? Well, somebody might have put a listening device in your smoke detector. Okay, tell me more about this Page of Cups here. Someone getting defensive. About bacteria, virus, or mold. A third party. A third party, bacteria, virus, or mold. Clothes. A third party and clothes. This has to do with custody. Or what somebody had in their custody here. Money laundering and STD. Laundry, laundering, clothes. Laundering clothes, laundry, somebody's laundry. This has to do with an STD or someone transmitting a disease, a bacteria, virus, or mold disease. This has to do with a third party and something that someone had in their custody. Something about stealing clothes out of the laundry. Laced clothes or lace. Something with lace maybe. Sabotage, mail, violent crime. This has to do with the mail, someone's mail, S, and a violent crime, sabotage. A pregnancy, pressing charges because of a pregnancy. So somebody tried to press charges on you because of a pregnancy. And this is where they gave a King of Cups in reverse the benefit of the doubt. This has to do with laundry and clothes, bacteria, virus, or mold, some sort of a transmitted disease. Oh my God. Okay. So this person just said the most crazy fucking shit they could think of, basically, to get people on their side. And these people didn't for one second think, wow, this is some outrageous stuff that this person is telling us. Is this even true? Tell me more about this caseworker here that then discovered the truth about these reports. This has to do with the mail. Mail sabotage. Someone sabotaging the mail. Offshore account. Now somebody's going to get karma for their malicious intent. Or someone's getting karma because this was malicious intent, or whatever this King of Cups in reverse told people about you, it was with malicious intent. They told them something about you being jealous, or this person is just jealous. And this has to do with a mole or informant in the system. A mole or informant in the system. The choice that somebody made with a phone call. The choice that somebody made with a phone has to do with malicious intent and jealousy. Sabotaging the mail. B. Set up with text messages. The choice that somebody made with a phone or a phone call has to do with a setup with text messages. Trying to set someone up with text messages, or they made the choice to try and set you up with text messages. Something about somebody being jealous, having malicious intent, sabotaging the mail. The device. So they had a device, they have some sort of a phone, a device, and trying to set you up with text messages. This has to do with a device. This is like somebody claiming, so the way that they set you up with a phone or a device, the way they set you up with a phone or device is by telling people that you is with some sort of text messages about somebody, right? Because this King of Cups in reverse, they are a mirror. They're mirroring you. So let's say this King of Cups in reverse is trying to hide from the cops, okay? So they throw their phone away and they start texting people, a bunch of people, that they don't have a phone anymore and they're going to get a new phone and a new number and stuff like that, right? Because they're having some sort of paranoia. It's like these people taking these text messages, trying to set you up with it, with a device. So then they end up getting a phone, but then they make it a clone burner phone or something like that. And then they're using the text messages of the King of Cups in reverse to try and claim that it's you or something like that. This has to do with WhatsApp, water. WhatsApp messages, maybe secret society, a secret WhatsApp, and a baby and cocaine. Cocaine and a baby. That is the weirdest shit ever. So it's kind of like this King of Cups in reverse that is into cocaine, that has something to do with a baby, a pregnancy, some sort of text messages on a phone. It's like they're literally taking their own life and everything that they did, and they're trying to say that it was you or something like that. It's like they're trying to reflect it back to you as a mirror. And I guess people gave that the benefit of the doubt on that one. B, baby. B and baby, okay? Or these letters are significant. B-A, B-A. Why you keep showing me baby? P. Malicious intent. A bribe. Fentanyl, root chakra. This has to do with some sort of malicious intent. Somebody getting paid some sort of money here. Fentanyl, a bribe. Somebody trying to cover up a bribe. Somebody trying to cover up a bribe that they got. PB. All right. J. Cyber stalking, the Midwest, local. Somebody local. Someone from the Midwest. This has to do with some sort of cyber stalking. J. Okay, so they're trying to cover up a bribe. Now, how again does that tie in here with somebody working a case, somebody then finding reports that's working the case, feeling unsettled? It's a message of concern about what they've been working on this case. Something about pressing charges because of a baby and a pregnancy. Because of M. Because of M. The root, intimidation, heart chakra, because they found the root. Because they found the root of the case, I guess. So they found the root of this information. And this has to do with a post box. PB again. This has to do with someone being a stalker. So somebody working the case started digging into the allegations against you, I guess. And what they ended up finding is a treasure trove of information about a stalker, bribes, documents, forged signatures, cartel, and somebody making a deal with the cartel. And or this has to do with somebody that made a deal with a car. Stalking. Rico C. Rico C. They found out that all of this was gossip and slander about someone running away. So basically what I'm getting here is that whoever was working the case figured out that everything that was said to them was a bunch of gossip and slander. And not just that, it's like finding the actual reports or the actual evidence showing that everything somebody was trying to say about you is actually what someone else did. They're just trying to pin it on you, basically. So what happens after that, right? Because it was a message of concern, so they were concerned about this. Then what? Cocaine. Something that was being said about cocaine. Water, text messages, water, text messages, WhatsApp text messages about cocaine. And a financial crime. This has to do with a mole or informant in the system. There's a mole or there's an informant in the system. It has to do with the text messages, WhatsApp text messages, cocaine. Okay. This is someone that's retired. Organized crime, possessed by a demon. Organized crime with a mole or informant in the system. W or M. MA, paying the letter for some sort of payment, a letter about somebody paying for something, a letter about payment. WhatsApp, again, is this WhatsApp? WA, look at that again, WA or MA or AM, a letter about paying something. No, attack. No. This is about an attack. This is about a letter that was used to cover up some sort of a payment. A letter that was used to cover up a bribe. A letter that was used to cover up a payment. This has to do with somebody trying to evict someone from an address. The case. The case. This has to do with somebody that was running a case, working a case. Somebody that was trying to get someone evicted from an address, or something about an IP address. This is giving me, again, that reading that I did about this like corrupt official that was like surveilling your internet traffic, even though they didn't have any legal grounds to do it. A caseworker getting a message of concern because of a marriage. Again, MA, money for a married couple, because that's what they were investigating, or that's what they were trying to cover up, or somebody was trying to cover up some sort of money, a bribe, a financial crime tied to a marriage, tied to a married couple, marriage, money. All right. Something here was lying. Something here was fraud. Somebody is lying. Somebody lied. Something here was fraud. What are you trying to tell me about, though? I mean, what is this exactly? Where is this going? It's the truth about somebody not having money, losing a lot of money. Somebody doing anything for money. The truth about someone lying about fraud. A relationship. The truth about a relationship. What relationship? Somebody found out the truth about a relationship. With a King of Cups. Okay. They found out the truth about a relationship with the King of Cups, or your relationship to the King of Cups. And then they panicked, I guess. And a Queen of Wands, because of a Queen of Wands. Or the truth came out about a relationship to the King of Cups and the Queen of Wands. And a broken family. Or what they realized is that the case that they're working, that was presented as like the Queen of Wands, was actually an exact mirror, spitting mirror image of whatever the King of Cups did. It's like they just took whatever they did and they tried to say, all of this is actually over here with the Queen of Wands. It's like they tried to mirror it. They tried to mirror everything that they did onto someone else, all right? So so what I'm getting here is that there's an official person here, like somebody working the case, that found out the truth about everything that they had in front of them. All of the false statements, the false accusations, the false allegations, because they had the actual truth about these relationships in front of them. The question then is just like, okay, and then what they do with that, right? What did they do with that then? Because we have someone here that's listening to a main male in reverse, a judge, or a lawyer, or somebody in law, giving them the benefit of the doubt. So then what? Information. That this was a bad risk, this was risky, this was careless. The Magician, no, they realize that they can't move on this. It's like they can't move forward with this information because they have found other information that, like, how should I say, that kind of brings up questions to the validity of the claims, I guess, is what I'm getting here. It's like, I can't move forward on this. What am I supposed to do with this? I have all this other evidence, all these other reports here that say something completely different. This has to do with a Queen of Cups in reverse losing something. Is this the case files? Because the Queen of Cups is in reverse over here. Is this Queen? Is this somebody losing a lot of case files? Making the case files disappear. So everything that the caseworker found out that would basically destroy their case against you, because everything was based on lies and based on false statements, false allegations. It's like, did they make all the evidence disappear that would go against their case, which was a false case based on lies? That's kind of what I'm getting here. Because they had already, it's almost like bribes, surveillance, corruption. It's almost like somebody making the truth disappear so that their own corruption doesn't come to light. A main female in despair. This has to do with a main female in despair. What did they lose here? This has to do with great fortune, poverty. Someone in despair about a great fortune, losing everything, poverty. What is that? Who's this Queen of Cups in reverse? Income garnishment. Changing hands because of a witness, a trafficking witness. A witness to some sort of trafficking. Something changing hands with an income garnishment. Because of the witnessing internet traffic. This has to do with somebody that was watching your internet traffic, I think. I'm pretty sure. A witness to internet traffic. This has to do with them exchanging something about an income garnishment changing hands. Offshore account, because of an offshore, they found out through some sort of internet traffic surveillance or watching someone's internet traffic, they found out that something here was fraud or somebody lied. International contract. Root chakra. They found the root of something. See? They found the root of something. They found the root. So, the root of something, all right? Binding, bound to something. Pressing charges. And they were already bound to something that they had started or done when it comes to trying to press charges on someone. Or they tried to bind something to you by pressing charges on you. Something about internet traffic, witnessing something, internet traffic. Trying to press charges on you to bind something to you. Because of paying for something, tax evasion. Income garnishment, tax evasion. financial crime. This is like giving me like the IRS or something like that. Like someone investigating something to do with taxes, paying for taxes, income garnishment. This could have something to do with like the IRS putting a garnishment on your account. G. This has to do with a wiretap, passport, and F. Or a password. Password F, passport, password. Somebody tapping your internet. I feel like it's your password. Watching your internet traffic. This has to do with a wiretap, a password. Okay. Frozen money or assets. Again, what's that about? So tax evasion, frozen money or assets, income garnishment. This is about somebody that froze your money, that put a garnishment on your account. Or this is the reason why they did it. It's like somebody trying to put you in poverty to freeze your money, to put an income garnishment on your account. But why? Because of hush money. Because of hush money? Social Security and K. Because of some sort of Social Security fraud, maybe? K. DUI. IRS. I feel like it's something with 3 letters, like the IRS. What is that? So, oh, I didn't even see that. I did not even see that. That's crazy. What does your internet traffic being watched have to do with the IRS freezing someone's account? Because of selling. Cyber stalking, robbery. Because they watched it. Changing hands. Something changed hands. Something changed hands because of somebody freezing someone's accounts. So was this the IRS or somebody in the IRS, like a mole or informant in the system, like somebody corrupt working for some sort of an IRS thing? Internet traffic surveillance. Karma for a report. They were going to get karma for some sort of a report. They knew they would get karma for a report because they were watching your internet traffic, or they were wiretapping you, listening to you. And this has to do with them freezing your accounts. Huh? Okay. Sabotaging something because of a phone call. So that somebody got a phone call, or they were listening to you on a phone, or you talking on the phone, and so they decided to sabotage you because of a trust fund. What? Because the truth was going to come out about a bribe. The truth was going to come out about a bribe and a betrayal. Somebody didn't want the truth coming out about a bribe, so they froze your money and your assets. Maybe to avoid something changing hands, like to keep jurisdiction on something, or to make sure that somebody can't take jurisdiction over, or somebody can't take something over because they froze your accounts. Blackmail. This has to do with an undercover protective order. Somebody maybe investigating something undercover when it comes to a protective order. Or why someone started this investigation undercover with a protective order? because your money was frozen during an income garnishment, and then it changed hands. Tax evasion, and then something changed hands. Taxes, favor. Somebody that they know that does taxes did them a favor. So somebody working at the tax office was doing them a favor by wiretapping your internet and watching your internet traffic and putting you under surveillance. So they decided to freeze your money with an income garnishment because they were cyber stalking you? Okay. How the hell does that make sense? But all right. But they got a message of concern because they were watching your internet traffic, and they realized that everything was a lie or something like that. This one's a bit complicated. Tell me more about this Queen of Cups reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse had to let something go. So was it the control over the tax office, or somebody working at the IRS, or what? Binding L. Binding L. Case files. Poison. Something about the case files. This Queen of Cups in reverse is the one that made some sort of case files disappear that would bind something to someone. They did this as a favor. A favor to who? That's the answer that you were looking for. Oh, so if you ask the question, who deleted the case files, it was a Queen of Cups in reverse. She's the one that made something disappear. She lost something, allegedly. And this has to do with taxes. A financial crime. This has to do with somebody opening an investigation into you when it comes to a financial crime. Or did they open up an investigation into a financial crime only to stalk your internet surveillance, to get into your internet surveillance, to watch your internet traffic, and to freeze your money, and to make sure something like stays in that jurisdiction? They did it as a favor. This is someone that could be now retired. Money, W or M. They did spell work here for a Russian or something about Russia, X, and a child. Tell me more about this Queen of Cups in reverse here. And taxes. This has to do with a death and H. Death and H. A thief. This is the thief. The Queen of Cups in reverse is the thief. And this has to do with someone trying to kill someone through intoxication. This has to do with someone's wife or Wi-Fi. And landlord and neighbor came out. Landlord and your neighbors. Or the wife of a landlord or the wife of a neighbor knows someone that works at the tax office. This has to do with B. B's friend. B has a friend, or B's wife has a friend. This has to do with a truck driver and some sort of gossip and slander. What the fuck? So somebody got your landlord, your neighbors involved, and these people know a lot of people in authority, I guess. People at the tax office, people in judges, or what is this? They have a lot of friends, I guess. And this has to do with their choice to say that someone was jealous. So their choice to say someone was jealous has to do with the Queen of Cups in reverse and something about tax evasion, taxes, internet surveillance, neighbors and landlords. The answer about what happened to the case files. Okay, what else do we need to know about this Queen of Cups in reverse? Case files. They knew that they would be bound to some sort of case. That's the answer. That's the answer. This is the answer to the case files, is the Queen of Cups in reverse. And someone being jealous and intoxicated. Or what happened to the case files about this King of Cups in reverse? Where did all the case files go with the King of Cups in reverse? It's this Queen of Cups in reverse. This is someone national. A member of the gang. A member of the gang, okay. E. N. E. N. C. E. N. C. Didn't those letters kind of come at the beginning? C. N. T. E. N. C. That could be letters in this person's name. Taxes. I can't. Taxes. Evidence. Evidence because of taxes. So this must be someone that works at the tax office. And they got some sort of evidence. Or they knew someone that works at the tax office and that's where they got their evidence from. Or they asked this person for a favor to delete the case files or get rid of some sort of case files, or evidence of what? That's the mole or the informant in the system. It's a Queen of Cups in reverse. She's the mole. Traveling. She's the mole. She's the organized crime. She's the mole in the system. Oh. This has to do with a choice that was made. Someone's wife, W, or Wi-Fi, wife, or a wire. The choice that was made with the wire, the choice that was made with the wiretapping, the listening. Pulled in for questioning Russia. Revenge. Revenge for a scam. Foul play. Revenge for a scam. Something was foul play. What else about... I feel like there's more. Hold on. What about this Queen of Cups in reverse here? Tax evasion. Okay, that's what it is. Something about robbery, sabotage. Okay, this Queen of Cups in reverse, she must work in the IRS or some sort of a tax company or something like that. Tax government position is what I'm getting. She stole something, robbery, to sabotage the case. The question though is like, why? Who does she know? Or she had you investigated for tax evasion, or she's the one that opened up a case against you for tax evasion and put an income garnishment on your account. And this was all to steal something, to steal some sort of case files. And something about the wiretapping, something about the listening to your conversations, wiretapping, betrayal, for the betrayal. So it started with her. It started with the Queen of Cups in reverse and some sort of tax evasion, I guess. Doing someone a favor. Putting an income garnishment on someone's account. And then something changed hands. So then something about a report or pressing charges and a baby. Game over now for somebody breaking in. And this is why they broke into your house, or this is about them breaking into your things. It's game over now for them because that's why they broke in. A cleaning service and E. This has to do with E and somebody cleaning something for someone or some sort of a service. While someone is on vacation. This has to do with someone being angry about SA. Enraged about SA while someone is on vacation. That was the deal. Or a dealer. Something about a dealer or a deal. This has to do with a lawyer and a security camera. Something that a lawyer has on a security camera. Something about a deal, a dealer on vacation. Someone being enraged about SA. T. Why is this Queen of Cups in reverse helping them? Because of a home. Trust fund. Because she trusted them. Recording at a home. Something that they did with a recording at a home has to do with this Queen of Cups being involved with tax evasion, taxes, and surveillance. The internet, because of the internet surveillance, man, changing hands because this Queen of Cups in reverse was watching your internet traffic for these people, and it was on the grounds of tax evasion or something to do with taxes and an income garnishment. When that changed hands, they wanted to continue watching your internet. So they came up with the next thing, which is a recording outside your home. Sick. Absolutely sick. These people are so sick in the head. Like, where do you find these kind of people? Where do you find these kind of people? Why do they work for the government, man? Why do people like this work for the government, yo? That is some sick and distorted invasion of privacy. All right, really. So fucking sick, weird these people are. What the fuck is wrong with them? All right, so I feel like that's it. No. N-O. I said, I feel like that's it. And I said, no. No. This has to do with a mole or informant in the system. What do you mean, no? Mole or informant in the system. DUI. The mole or the informant in the system works for the IRS, man. Or DUI, robbery. They stole robbery, tax evasion. The person that was investigating you or working your case for some sort of tax evasion, allegedly, which is whatever that is, they stole the files. They're the mole or the informant in the system. They stole something. And this has to do with a security camera. This has to do with someone local. H, local H. Thief. The thief is local. The thief is someone that's local. The thief is local. This has to do with a security camera of someone being intoxicated. B. That's PayPal. This has to do with somebody in possession of something, buying something, paying for a prescription. Buying a prescription, paying for a prescription, having a prescription in their possession. B. So she stole the case files or what? Money laundering, violent crime. How did it go from money laundering to a violent crime? Yeah, because the Queen of Cups in reverse is involved in this situation. She knows these people. She works for tax evasion, taxes, IRS, I guess. She was trying to investigate you based on tax evasion and money laundering, I guess. And when she lost that case, or that case changed hands, that's when they went to a violent crime to get the case back. That's kind of what this is feeling like. F, alcohol, and F, AF, root chakra, the root, because they found the root to something international. This has to do with jurisdiction, debt collection. They kept something in their jurisdiction with debt collection, or with an income garnishment, or with tax evasion, with taxes, money. They tried to keep something in their jurisdiction through debt collection, income garnishment, frozen money, or assets. That's why they did that to you. If you had people just freeze your account, okay, and collect debt, or just put income garnishments on your account, it was because they needed to keep jurisdiction, or they did it to keep jurisdiction, because a Queen of Cups in reverse working for the tax office did this on purpose to keep something in the jurisdiction. And this has to do with surveillance, internet surveillance. And I guess they didn't want this coming out, that they were surveilling your internet or listening to your phone conversations based off of this income garnishment, I guess. She's the molar informant in the system. It's a Queen of Cups in reverse. And when she might have lost the control of the case, and that's when they made it a violent crime because of a prosecutor or district attorney. That's the sign or the message. That's the sign or the message for a prosecutor or district attorney, okay? Or why they went to a prosecutor or district attorney to cover something up, the law, because this person works for the law, I feel like the IRS or the government, to cover something up. So it started with them. It started with the IRS. That's what's coming out, man. I don't know. You'll know. Who's this Queen of Cups in reverse? Father, July, January, February, F, JF, August, June, JJJ, Gemini, JJJ. This person's name could have a J in it. Taurus, August, May. Something about a Taurus. JJJ. All right. April. May, again, May. Something about May. Something about a May Taurus, maybe. Taurus came out. A May Taurus, JJJ. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope this helps, okay? Thank you for watching. Until next time.